Welcome back for our second conversation this morning. We have been joined in studio by the Director of Extension from the Ministry of Agriculture, Andrew Mejia. Good morning.
Good morning.
And he is joined by Miguel Huertas. He is the Beekeeping Coordinator. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
Serious diversion from music to bees, but we'll make it work. Right? You guys are here this morning to talk to us about perhaps some of the concerns that you've been getting from across the country with people having to deal with bees and perhaps being stung by bees or looking at bees as pests and they need to be eradicated if that were the case. Let's begin by looking at the present state of affairs where bees are concerned and all of these complaints that have been coming in.
Yeah, again, thanks for having us. The Ministry of Agriculture has been faced with this, what we call, it's like you're between a rock and a hard place. Because we know bees are pollinators, and without bees, we won't have human life existence because of what they contribute to food security. But on the other hand of that, on the other side, when they interact with humans and animals, it can become fatal. And that's a situation that the ministry has been faced with over the years because we have been given a mandate to control bees, whether it's to domesticate them or to eradicate them completely. Now, the latter is what we're trying to avoid. So we came up with a proposal that we sent to Cabinet for consideration, and it was approved, and that is why we're here, because we want to educate the public as to the direction the ministry is going in terms of bees control and eradication. The idea here is that the Ministry of Agriculture will continue to address bees concerns, but now the Ministry of Agriculture is primarily moving towards public spaces, government buildings, everything that's not private. And Mr. Huertas will speak further to that. But what I want to say is that we want to, as much as possible, reduce the eradication part of it, because we need them. We want to control and to capture and relocate them to productive hives.
Well, I'd like for us to quickly take a moment to educate ourselves, listening here and tuning in on the different types of bees that we're talking about here, because I know that we have reported on cases where persons have been attacked by bees. I believe it was this year there was someone who lost his life to killer bees as well. Are there different types of bees in this country? I mean, I've seen regular honeybees roaming around in my yard, but I know that it's not all bees that you should run away from and fear because they're going to, attack you and kill you. Can we get some information on that?
Sure, definitely. When we hear the term bees, we can speak of over 20,000 species of bees.
Oh, okay.
And it is a whole family. But now, if we want to break it down, we can break it down into three.
Okay.
One, which is the honeybee that we know that produces the honey that we have in the market.
Which can still sting.
Which is very defensive. Based on what we have the Africanized.
Yeah.
We have the stingless bees, which are the native bees, which we had before we have the Africanized. Yeah. And we have the solitary bees. And that is completely besides the wasp. That we see that they are just growing in a tree or on our house. Yeah. So now that we have identified the three main ones that are bees, they are bees because they produce honey. The wasp doesn't produce honey. Now, in Belize, we have been in the honey production sector producing honey from Africanized bees. Yeah. And what we have from north to south, it is the Africanized bees, and they have a very defensive mechanism in compared to other bees that we can name before the Africanized was European. However, in the late 70s, going to the 80s, we had a transition where African bees came to our country and they Africanized with the European, and they became more defensive. Before, people used to have, or beekeepers used to have their colonies behind their house. We could work them with just slight smoke, not have that protective gear that we need right now. And then work them, harvest, and doesn't have to be that aggressive. Bees weren't aggressive before because of their characteristics.
So pause. So all of the bees, the three types that you mentioned, they all have the potential of becoming aggressive.
The ones that is Apis mellifera, which is the honeybees, those are the ones that are defensive. They have a defense mechanism. Now, the one that is the native bees that are from here, stingless,
yes, you did say a
don't
stingless.
have the stinger.
I don't think I've ever come across a bee that does not have a stinger. What?
And we have solitary bees, which is just one. Sometimes you're at your house or a building, old building, and you see one bee going in a small hole.
Yes.
It's not a swarm.
That's a bee. And there are also solitary bees like bumblebee, but they are bees. They produce honey. But now the situation comes, we as the Ministry of Agriculture, we are responsible to train and to bring new technologies to beekeepers. We have all the knowledge on how to honey production, and that is where ministry come across the wild swarms that are in different areas. Our objective is to relocate them, but sometimes we cannot relocate them, we have to eradicate. So we are trying to find this solution where we will no longer be eradicating, but rather relocating to bring back to the beekeeping cycle.
So earlier this year, on 6th Street in the Kings Park area, a swarm of bees killed several dogs in a yard, private property, right? So I'm thinking that at some point, either Baja or someone from the Ministry of Agriculture would have been called to respond to this incident. When you get there, what is the process of relocating these bees? Because I'm thinking wild bees fly in swarms to collect them or to get them together. How does that work?
Okay, what we recommend before that happens, because one is, if it is out of control, it is complicated. To begin, one colony in a particular place, let's say in the wild, they will grow when there is feed, when there is protein and source of nectar, being the pollen, the source of protein, and nectar, the source of energy. Once they have both, they will reproduce. To tell you that one queen can lay up to 2,500 eggs per day.
Wow.
And imagine how many in a month. 21 days that will hatch, and it will increase population and in size. The bigger, more bees, more defensive. So what happens? If a swarm reaches a location, it's easy to get a bee box or any particular box, shake the branch, and have all the bees inside. Easy to relocate, right? And to tell you, when the swarm reaches, they don't have that defensiveness as to attack when they are traveling, because they don't have anything to defend. They don't have brood, which is the larvae. They don't have honey. They don't have anything to defend, not even beeswax they have built. So it is easy, shake it, put it in a box, cover it, and transport it to the apiary.
That just does not sound that easy to me. I mean, I think you're tricking us, Miguel.
I'll tell you of a scare, and I'll straight up say it, right? There was an evening, I'm here at work, it's almost minutes to news time, and I get a call that a swarm of bees was attacking my dogs.
Wow.
Right? And with the quickness, I just dropped everything and just went home. I couldn't stop. My dogs were tied, so it's not like I could have shoo away the bees, so to speak. I just had to.
How do you do that too?
I just had to untie the dogs and open the gate, at least for the dogs to run away if that were the case, to get away from it. But that was the first time that I actually saw bees actively attacking an animal. And I could, if you see like 1,000 bees around a dog, there's very little the dog could do. The dog, the bite, the scratch, and there's nothing the animal could do. And fortunately for me, I was able to get there in time to do that. But in other cases, people don't have the kind of response time to save their pets and their animals from wild bees attacking. When you get those kinds of calls, I mean, what do you tell a pet owner in a situation where there's loss and what have you, and you guys are responding to that.
And you're also putting yourself at risk of being stung too. So what do you do?
Now, even before Mr. Huertas would answer that, that's a situation we faced while we were in the middle of the agri show this year.
Yeah.
The call that we got here, and
from 6th Street.
It was a call that went crazy. Even the minister got involved because we wanted to respond.
Yeah.
But all the officers were at the agri show, and that gave us a realization that the ministry is overwhelmed with these bees, and there is a need for a public-private partnership. So the cabinet paper looked at that. Because of that case, the ministry didn't respond. It was a private individual, Mr. Oriana, who responded to that case. And we are very grateful for him and what he's doing. He's actually creating now a mini enterprise for doing this work. But the important thing here is to tell the public, the less you interact with these bees, the better for you. People tend to want to try to defend themselves. It's natural human instinct. Bees are wrong, you want to defend yourself, and that makes it even worse. Okay. And that is why we have had certain fatalities, because the more you do that, they feel threatened and they continue to just attack you. Doing that won't chase them away.
But coming in their area, in the sense that Isani went to the location where his animals were to release them from their chains or whatnot, doesn't that put him at risk?
Of course, it was risky what you did, because you cannot outrun a bee. Yeah. So while your instinct is to, okay, I want to save my dog, and I fully concur with that, it's a risk that you would have to be willing to take, because these animals can be fatal. Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, Andrew. For me, it was like a flight or fight moment. I know how heavily invested in my animals, right? And I can't just stand by and watch bees kill my dog or dogs. I have 3 of them, right? I just went into full-on mode. Yeah. I wasn't even thinking about my safety or the safety of my kids or my family. My instinct was untie the chain and just at least get the dogs to at least move around in the yard or outside of the yard to try to escape the attack.
Yeah, because if you guys recall, I think a gentleman here in Belize has 6 dogs. You know, so that is how dangerous these animals are. I mean, the bees, they're very dangerous and it's risky. Yeah. I'm not sure if you got any sting on that day.
Yeah, did you?
Fortunately, I didn't get a sting. I just got in and got out as quickly as possible.
You're lucky, Sonny. Yeah. You're lucky.
So what do you do then if you have pets or if you are under attack by bees?
All right. I will answer the question prior. I think we didn't finish that question. One swarm can be 20,000 bees, but now in the situation that the swarm has grown, it can reach up to 80,000 bees. Imagine 80,000 bees, 40% or 60% of that defending their colony. So anything that vibrates or disturbs, they feel threatened and they attack. Can be a fish spray, can be a paint, can be a perfume. Anything that they react, it will attack. And now the situation is that it is out of control. What we use at the apiary when we go and visit or open or work a colony, we use a smoke. What it does, as the first moment one or the colony feels threatened, they let go a alarm pheromone. It is like a perfume for them, or how they communicate. They cannot verbally communicate, but they use pheromones. Now that pheromones is in the air, and they communicate, and then they let go more pheromones, and that's how they just attack, defend, whatever moves. That's the situation. What we do, we use a smoke, because that smoke loses the pheromone. And that is one of the things that we can recommend, given that the situation is already out of control, to light smoke so that pheromone can just disappear from the area. But if the persons are at risk, what we recommend to get them inside a vehicle or somewhere that they can close secure.
A lot of people think that you can go underwater. Is that recommended?
No, that's not recommended. That's one of the worst ones, because the bees won't move from there.
Stay right there, wait for you. So you have to resurface.
Yes, and once you resurface, they will attack. Yeah, that's not recommended.
So if you can get in an enclosed vehicle, close it and drive away, that will be the option. The next option is, if you can run, the farthest, not into the public, but rather a different area where there you know that there is no one. But sometimes you want to find somewhere
to help,
feel safe, regardless where you run, but not to run straight line either. Run in zigzag. And if there is any vegetative area, bush between, so bees get lost in between. But bees can follow you up to a mile running. They're very defensive. That is what we have in Africanized. Now, in working to minimize or to avoid having bees that are Africanized, we have a plan that we are working to increase the honey production and to work with colonies is to produce queens that are selected. We select the ones that are not that aggressive and we get genetics and improve, and that's how we are trying to work for this year to avoid having that too defensive colonies. But it is a situation that can get out of control, has gotten out of control. And now, what happens if you already get stung? Your sensibility varies from each one of us. Probably I can get 20 stings and nothing would happen to me, but probably you can get only one.
And the allergic reaction.
Anaphylactic shock, and immediately need to get medical attention. So what to do if you feel you can fever, you can have vomiting, you can have diarrhea, and that's fine. When bees sting, that happens sometimes. But now the situation comes dangerous when you feel that you cannot breathe. That is the situation there. Then you need to find a solution. And then the easiest way, probably local remedy at home, you can drink histamine, right? If you don't have a strong coffee, or a strong liquor.
Coffee, yes.
Or liquor.
Or a shot of whiskey and just bring you back. Yes.
Or increase your adrenaline. That will give you some time that you can reach for medical attention.
Wow.
But it can create a situation that can get out of control.
A lot of people try to take matters into their own hands whenever they notice that there's a hive somewhere close to their home or their property. They go with a bottle of fish spray, they try to kill it themselves, they go light on fire. What are tips that you would give our viewers when it comes to removing these hives before it gets to a point where they would need to call the ministry to eradicate or move them?
Well, actually, we would recommend that they call first.
Okay.
We're working on a plan starting tomorrow that will have more private individuals responding to these calls. We don't recommend that people interact with them directly unless they have to, like the case of Isani, and because many of the calls that we've gotten, and I keep on reminding people, the best is to stay away as much as possible. And a guy was telling me recently, a doctor from Ladyville, and he was insisting that his dog was being attacked and he wanted to come out of his house, and he basically was in tears. And I understood him, but I recommended for him to just remain within his confines of his home. I got a private individual to attend to the bees, and when he went to check, the dog was alive, thankfully. But it's best to stay away as much as possible. Now, if that is not the case, and they need to respond, the dog is in trouble, or the child is being attacked, the best thing to do is to try to get in and out as quickly as possible. Like what Mr. Herta said, if you can run in a zigzag, you do that, or try to find the nearest vehicle, the nearest home, the nearest shelter, and try to protect yourself as quick as possible.
I know you said that there's some research being done, and I guess a task to type of genetics with the queen and whatnot, but what do you do when you remove these bees? Do you try to domesticate them and turn them into like working bees that will be making honey for businesses and whatnot?
Right, the objective for the bees that will be relocated is for either the beekeeper or us to move them to a quarantine apiary first. After they have passed the quarantine apiary, which we will see their behavior, we will do pest control on them, and then we will requeen and then introduce to our apiary.
How do you requeen?
Requeen is a process that we probably not the sweetest, but you eliminate the queen that you have and you introduce a new queen that you created prior.
Oh,
Right.
that's interesting.
Very
I know
interesting.
these queens run things, right?
Yes.
Well, I'd say everywhere.
Because that's the next step that we're going as a ministry, right?
Yeah.
At this current moment, we have a proposal that we have prepared
Yeah.
for us to set up a queen rearing center, specifically for that purpose that Mr. Huerta spoke about.
Yeah.
We don't have one in the country.
Okay.
All right, and that will change the dynamics. That will change how aggressive these animals can be and how they can get with the public. But I keep on reminding the public to try your best as possible to protect yourself first.
Yeah.
It's very important. The Ministry of Agriculture is doing all it can, and I will ask Mr. Huertas now to speak about the initiative that will start tomorrow and what will be the end results of that, because it's huge. It's huge for the country.
What we have done in collaboration with the team is that we have posted on Facebook the objectives of what we want to do. One, we want to conduct a series of trainings for these specific persons that do the relocation. They will be trained. Some of them already know what they do, but we also want to go in detail about the bee biology and how they work, how they react, and what to do, and train across 10 per district. Train them on how to relocate them, do the quarantine April, and then establish to the beekeeping cycle again. We have posted on Facebook what is the objective, the control, and a criteria. So what we are looking for beekeepers that are registered with us, that already have apiary, that already have their beekeeping equipments, and they have a means of transporting from point A to point B to assess the situation. And we are starting in Corozal and Orangewock, which training will be conducted tomorrow, where there will be a classroom setting training, and then we will go to the field and do exactly how is to relocate from where they are, in either on a tree, either on a house, or in a tire, depends on the situation given tomorrow, and how they can put it on a box and relocate it to a quarantine apiary. That is what we'll be doing tomorrow. But we have sent an email, Facebook post, where we have the criteria and we have a form.
Do you have to
for them.
pay to be a part of it?
No,
No.
it's
Okay.
completely free.
The form will allow us to have the name of the person interested, the district they are, if they have a protective gear, if they are registered with us, if they have means of transportation, a phone number. Once we have all the list, we will call them. Based on the criteria, we will select who can be part of it, and we will have them trained and certified.
How long is the training?
For now, it's 1 day.
Okay.
1 day, one full day, in the morning and in the evening. At the end of the day, these persons will have a diploma, a certificate, where ministry will be providing them with a certificate, and we will compile the phone numbers. So, and we will post them on Facebook, so the entire community will be aware of who
Like
are
a
these
registry.
persons.
Who
Like
can
a registry,
contact.
yes.
Right.
Yes,
Makes a lot of
if you're in
sense.
need of distress, which is, I think, important, because as you mentioned, with the ministry being overwhelmed, it's important to know that there are people in your district that can reach you in a short space of time when you are in need. Well, gentlemen, as we wrap up this conversation, I want to thank you guys for joining us and educating myself and Isani a little bit more on bees and how we can protect ourselves and our loved ones when it comes to these Africanized bees that might be trying to protect themselves from us. But if you have any final thoughts, you can share that with our viewers.
No, we want to thank you guys as well, because this is huge for us, and I'm sure that the country of Belize will appreciate the direction that the ministry is going with this, because the calls have been coming in. Each district every day report to 3 or 4 cases. That's per day. The ministry, the extension service is dedicating 20% of its time for this. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Time that we could have been focusing on trying to secure our food.
Yeah.
So it's something that we're excited about, and we're hoping that it works. And if you guys don't mind, we'd like to come back in the future and talk about how the program is going and what successes that we're facing.
Yeah.
So thank you guys again for having us.
Yeah. All right.
One thing before we finish, I have a picture there where we would differentiate between the honeybees and the wasp. We have received many calls where people have been calling only for wasp. Wasp have they do sting, but it is very easy to
That
control. Right, those are wasps. And if we see them, I don't think it is a need for us to be there.
Yeah.
It is easy to control.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. If I saw that, I would be scared too.
However, if we find out about the honeybees before they grow to a large size that we cannot control, well, call the proper authorities, persons that are equipped and have the knowledge of how to deal with.
And if we have any persons who would like to reach out to you guys at this time who have sightings of this around them, how can we reach out to you guys? What's the number?
Well, they can call all the, any one of our offices.
Okay.
We have it on our Facebook page, the Ministry of Agriculture Facebook page. The numbers are there. At this time, we're still responding to the calls.
Okay.
Yes.
Alrighty. Well, thank you very much, gentlemen, and we wish you guys all the best.
Thank you.
Please come back soon.
Thank you. We will.
Thank you very much.
All right. We take another quick break, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, the conversation switches into counting down to the BPBL Jaguar Cup Championship.